All right, howdy ho there, everybody. We just uh, we just got done with 2 days in doing some stuff with Revit, and what I'm going to do is show you guys some. Basically, I'm going to go over again the things that we've gone through previously in class. Excuse me. So as you can see, I've started Revit. Now, if you look up here at the top, you'll notice that my application here says Revit 2018.2. That just means that the version of Revit that I have, I've got the service packs and all the stuff applied to it, and it's not set up that way in the computer lab just yet. So not a huge difference. There's not going to be any functionality that's been modified. You may notice I have a few additional things up here. I've got a structure tab, a systems tab, quantification, site designer. I do have some additional things installed because this is my work computer that I'm working from. But we're basically not going to pay attention to any of that stuff. So here we go. We'll get started just like we did in class. Click on architectural template. Da, 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 da. And it's a thinking, man. It's thinking hard, man. There we go. Okay. All right, so here we are. I'm going to start with a wall. So I'm on my architecture tab and I click on wall. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my height to level 2. I'm just going to draw this particular wall, or these walls I should say, up to level 2. And I'm not going to use a generic 8-inch wall. I'm going to use exterior brick on metal stud. Now I want to show you guys a couple of additional things that we haven't got to in class. I haven't really gotten into it. Location line. This is the wall that, or this is the imaginary line that Revit is using to define the wall. This imaginary line either runs down the center point of the line, which is the wall center line. There's the core center line, which the core of the wall can be defined within the style of the wall. We'll get to that in a little bit. Exterior interior finish face, or the exterior or interior core face. What I actually want to do this time is I want to establish these lines by the exterior finish face. I'm doing this different than I've done in class. I'll give you an example. I'll show you what that looks like in a moment, but I'm basically going to make these 24 feet. You can see I'm just typing it in and pushing return. Move down 24, come across 24, down 24, off to the side until I get that alignment guide to show up. Left click, come back up, click to close. That's it. It's all done. And you notice that dimension says 22 foot 10 and 1/8. So if I zoom in, you'll notice that these lines are running through the center line of the wall. Now this is just an imaginary helper dimension line. It goes away until I actually click on the wall. Now, if I want to move that line and find out where it is to the edge of that wall, I can click and hold on the little grip here at the middle of the dimension line. Hold my mouse on top of the wall, and you can see it's on this outside edge of the wall. I will press Tab on the keyboard just once, and you can see how I've the edge of the wall is highlighted, and that dimension line moves out to the edge. So now I let go, and I'm going to repeat that process over here on the other side. So click and drag, move my mouse over here, Tab, and let go. So you can see that's actually 24 feet now. All right, pull back a little. I'm going to change my detail level because I need to see how this wall is made up. So I'm going to change it to medium. So now I can see all the component parts of the wall. Now, excuse me. When I highlight this exterior wall, it's kind of hard to see, but you see that little blue dot right there? That blue dot is the edge, or that blue dot exists on the imaginary line that Revit used to create this wall. So if I can back and create another wall, But instead of my location line being the exterior finished face, it's going to be the interior finished face. As I draw the wall, you'll see I'm drawing it from the inside edge of the wall. Okay, so what happens if I change this to the wall center line? When I draw the wall, you'll see I'm drawing the wall and it's centered on this imaginary line. So what happens if I use the core center line? Well, this is going to be the center of the framing. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be the center of the framing. The core is just where the wall type has been defined. So if I highlight my wall, come over here and I click Edit Type, look under Structure and click Edit, go to my preview. The core is the section in between the core boundary and the core boundary where it says structure, metal studs, 6 inches, structural material. Anything that I place here is what's considered the core of the wall. I could monkey around with all this stuff and really mess up how the wall is constructed and what Revit thinks about the wall, but I'm not going to do that. So cancel, I'm not messing with any of that stuff. Now, you see those blue dots. They are kind of hard to see. I may need to change my colors. You see the blue dot here on the center line of the framing. This wall was defined, and you can see it down, where to go, right over here, location line, core center line. This wall was defined at the interior finished face, so you see that line right here. That imaginary line with my blue dots for where my grips are is on the finished face of the inside. And I selected this wall, which is defined on the center line of the wall, and you can see those blue dots for my grips right there. This wall, of course, was defined finished face exterior. There's my blue dot. The reason it's not out here has to do with the fact that it's intersecting with this line. Why it doesn't come to a nice pretty point, I don't know. It's just one of the weird rules on how these walls intersect. Now, if for whatever reason you want to change that after the fact, after you've already created the wall, you can. So you highlight a wall. This is defined on the center line. Let's say that I want this wall to also be defined on the center line, or the center line of the core. Come up here to location line, core center line, and there we go. So my wall didn't move position, but the imaginary line that defines the wall has moved position. So I'm going to grab a hold of both of those, use the move command. I'm just going to move these up to here for right now. That's good. I'm going to use my align command, which is on modify. Come over to my align tool. And when I hover and tab, so let me go through that again. You'll see, and it's kind of hard to see, I'll zoom in. The default is the center line of the wall. That's what Revit wants to select. But whatever I actually select after hitting the tab key, it completely depends on where my mouse is. So if I want to align to the center line of the core of the wall, that's where my mouse needs to be when I push the tab key. If I want it on the exterior face and I need to hold, put my mouse there, or the interior face, it's a little easier to pick than the interior than some of the other faces of the wall. So hover over the center, push tab once, and come over here. I want to align it by the center. So put my mouse where the center line of the core is, push tab once, left click. Now these objects are lined up. And both of them are defined, as it were, using the core center line. Now here's a neat little trick. If I grab a hold of this grip, and I put these two lines together, Revit will turn it in, or Revit will turn this into one wall. So it's not going to be a length of wall and then another length of identical wall. It just replaces one of the segments with a complete piece. Revit is trying to be a little beneficial and more efficient for you. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's go and how long has this been running? Probably just a few minutes, but you know what? I'd rather keep these short than make them too long. So come check me in the next video, and I'll see you in a second.